Alright guys, today we're taking a look at a game called SpaceTeam VR. Now, I've been interested in this game when it was announced a few weeks ago because I'm a really big fan of the iOS version. If you guys are familiar with SpaceTeam VR, it's basically an app that you download on your phone and you get to play with a bunch of people in the same room, frantically trying to keep your space station alive and doing different commands and doing different things that each person has designated to them. And I also play and have the board game version as well. So when they said that this was going to come to VR, I was excited to see how they would implement this in VR, what changes they would make, and how it would actually transfer over. So I'm excited to take a look at this one with you guys. Let's dive in and take a look.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a recce is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, here we are with SpaceTeam VR. This is a game that's available on the Oculus Quest, on the Oculus platform on the PC as well, and also available on Steam. We're playing it on the Valve Index, but like I said, I've played it on the Quest and stuff, so I'll have my thoughts on the Quest version compared to this version at the end of this video. But they play exactly the same basically, and almost look identical, but we'll talk about that later. Alright, so let's show you exactly how this game works. So let's do a quick play game.
Hello.
Alright, so we're playing on medium difficulty here. You can see we have some objects here that we might have to use during the middle of the game. You can see it says Sector 1 starting, so I don't know if you guys are familiar with the card game, but it says Agitate Computer. So basically, whoever has that on their board has to hit it, and I'm the one who has Agitate Computer. Now it says Jump Razor. So I'd be shouting this out to my opponents, who might be on the other side. Now it says Agitate Computer. Jump Razor. So these are the things that
Computer.
You could see all the things that he's telling me that I have to be paying attention to. Agitate Computer again for me. Pump Computer. Jump Razor. Jump Razor for me again. So I'm basically hitting these.
Computer.
And he's telling me he's got Pump Computer in front of him, so now I have to hit that for him. So you're basically going around frantically trying to get these things with your teammates, and we're playing with just AI right now, so I can show you guys how it works. But you go through these sectors and it gets harder and harder as it goes, and you can see the things change now.
Power surge detected.
So reattach bell. So reattach bell for Breeze. This one's not that hard. There's only 2 options here for me, so this won't be that hard, but it gets really frantic really quickly. And especially when you got 6 people in a room that are going crazy. Oh, and I just lost. There's a fire. So I need to grab this extinguisher and put this out before I can use that button again. And now I can. Now I need the hammer to fix this thing because it got destroyed. Now I can hit that. And this also got destroyed. Reattach bell. We got that. Reattach bell. So you can see things start happening that make the game more difficult, and use the objects that are around you. Reattach bell. And you can see we completed Sector 2. So on to Sector 3 we go. Let's see how far we can get into one of these. So now we got some levers and stuff. Things are about to get real complicated. Increase ball hawk. Alright, so it says increase. Increase. Why didn't that work? I don't know. Must have messed something up. Deactivate applicator. Sound the horns. Oh, sound the horns is this thing. Polarize drainage. Irritate drainage. And what makes this game even more crazy is that you're frantically yelling this out loud, and they make the words complicated on purpose because they make them funny to say because you're saying these to everyone. And it gets even more complicated when you're hearing these weird words being shouted at you and stuff from across the room, because polarized drainage is happening to me right now, but those guys can sometimes tell me things that they need to hit for me to hit on my screen, and I may have things that they need to hit on their screen. It doesn't happen as much when you're playing with the AI, but when you're playing with friends and you're playing with 6 people and stuff like that, it gets ridiculously hectic going back and forth to do that.
Polarized drainage.
Alright, so we got through Sector 3.
Wormhole detected. Asteroid Asteroids detected.
Warm surface to 1. Okay. Set stop clock to 1. Oh, now we got levers that we need to work. Oh, that's some bullshit.
Activate. Planar. Clacker. 2, 1.
Everybody shake your asteroid. So you see it makes you do zany things together that you all have to do. Set stop clock to 0. 1. Set stop clock to 3. 3 decrease surface to 0. Asteroid shake. Warm surface to 1. Deactivate stop clock to 1.
Cool. Surface. 2, 0.
Full surface to 0. Espahini's decrease blanket to 0.
Activate.
Activate surface to 1.
2.
Alright. There we go. Sector 4 complete, people. Sector 5 started.
Power surge detected.
2.
Pull thermometer. Okay. Engage stabilizer. Disengage stabilizer. Push thermometer to 1. Set override to 2. I wasn't even watching him.
Deflate. Override. 2, 1.
And you gotta be watching him while also doing what it wants you to do. So it gets really imagine 6 people yelling at you in this room right now.
Heat.
I could barely handle what I gotta do and what he wants me to do. Never mind like 6 to 5 other people yelling at me.
Fuel. Override.
Sector 5 complete. Good job, guys. Good job.
Modulator.
Asteroids detected.
Fuel.
Asteroids detected.
2,
What does that mean?
0.
Oh, we got some guy. What the hell? We gotta use our guns to kill that thing. Get that guy out of here. We got people aboard our ship. Alright, we got a warm asynchronous to 3. Decrease stabilizer to 0. And we just died. That was way too slow. So you got to be killing those things, but also watching what everyone else is telling you to do. But we just got a game over. So that is basically the gist of how the game works. It gets a lot more frantic. I did that on medium. The deeper you dive in, the more frantic it obviously becomes. You can easily play this game. It's cross-compatible with the Oculus Quest and Steam and stuff. And it also has a cool mode that I want to talk about here when we get to the table, which is you can actually play this with one VR headset and people in the actual room with their iPhone. So that's a cool way to do it as well. So let me talk to you guys. Now that you have a gist of how this game actually works, let's go ahead and get to the table and let's talk about what I think about this. All right, guys. So that was SpaceTeam VR on the Valve Index, also available on the Oculus Quest. I got a chance to play it on both systems because this game is Oculus cross-buy, so I have it running on Oculus software on the PC side where I did it with the Valve Index, and then I also played it on the Oculus Quest as well. If you guys aren't familiar with this game before, or if you think that you may have known it and you can't think of why, it's because this game actually existed in an iOS app where you all sat around the table and everybody had the iOS app and you got prompts on your phone and stuff to do a variety of different things. This is basically an adaptation of that. I actually also had the card game version as well that came out. So I have that going on as well, and that was a really, really fun board game to play with family and friends around. And now they introduced this game to the VR side, and this actually got announced a few weeks ago when I saw it, and I was excited about it because I like the card game and I like the iOS game, and I was excited to see what they did with the transition of the game. And actually, I think they did a fantastic job with the representation of what this game is. If you guys like the iOS version and you like the card game, then you're going to like this either as much or even more. Here's why. First of all, the things that they added to the game. So it's not just hitting those tabs and stuff like that. You saw a little bit in the gameplay that as you progress, it gets harder and harder. But also, they added cool interactable things to make it a little bit more like you're in a VR experience. And hey, this is the only way I can play this game is in VR in this way. And that's with the extinguisher that sometimes you have to take out fires. That's with the gun when the spaceship is being under attack by aliens and stuff like that. That's with the bullhorn that you have to grab. And sometimes when the thing tells you to blow the horn around there. And it's just frantic fun. And it's nice that they give you the option to play with AI in the game, so you can play with 2 other AI members if you want to play by yourself and go through and see how far you can get. But this game definitely succeeds with playing with other members online or on your friends list and stuff, because you get 5 other people in there, so 6 of you guys going crazy in there, yelling at each other back and forth. You guys are all getting prompts that could be for that guy over there that you're getting prompts for. He's getting prompts for you, and you're just trying to listen to everyone and get all this thing down. And as for a frantic game, it is so much fun to play. And another option that you can play if you can't find people online, if you don't have friends to play with, you can also play it locally. So you can actually, everyone can download, go to the website on the phone, kind of like Jackbox and stuff. You go to the website, you put in the code, and one person goes in VR, and then everyone else uses their iPhone app, and you can play that way. So it's basically a local multiplayer game as well on the Oculus Quest that you can carry around everywhere, and it's a really cool experience. You know, another one of these games that you can do one person in VR and everyone else on their phones. I really like those type of games. There was another one that came out that I did a review on that is now escaping me on the name that I really liked as well. And this is another one of those. And they did a fantastic job with that implementation. I did that with my wife and it worked really well. And I just had a lot of fun with this one. The only knock on this game that I've had any issues with is just finding players online. And I hope that this video and other videos bring that to the attention of other people, because I think it's a fantastic game. And regardless, I think it was $19.99, and regardless on if I can find players online or not, I hope I can, because I want to play with 6 other people online, and that'd be a hell of a lot of fun. And I want to be able to do that more than the one time that I was able to find people online. But regardless of that not even happening, the local multiplayer part is fun, and being able to play with VI is okay. It's not the greatest. It's fine. I'm glad it's there, because if I want to fix this game, I could do it to show people. But the local multiplayer is the second way I would want to play this game. But hopefully you would get some more people on. I hope that the company working behind this game, you know, put some effort into it to advertise it, you know, do some what's it called, events on Oculus and stuff, to host events that the company can host to get people in there on certain nights like some companies have done. I think that's a really good idea. But don't be scared away by the fact that the online community isn't huge yet. You know, you can only build a community if people actually buy into it. And like I said, you can always fall back to either playing with the AI or the fun way of playing it also, which is the local multiplayer with other friends on that are at your house that you can play with one in VR. So that's also fun, and that is fun enough for me that I would pay the $20 just to play it that way as well. But yeah, it looks fantastic on the Oculus Quest, and it looks just as good on the PC. A little bit higher textures, of course, on the PC. A little bit nicer looking, but it looks really, really good on the Oculus Quest. I hope that more games like this come out on the Oculus Quest, where it's like has the option to do like one person on the Quest and everyone else uses their phone or is offline, you know, things like that. I hope more games like that come, because I think that really brings the party atmosphere to the Oculus Quest. And I really like games like that, and at least the option to do it that way. Exactly how this game did it. So, guys, if you guys are fans of the iOS app version that this came out with, and you're a fan of the card game of SpaceTeam that came out, I think you owe it to yourself to try this one. It's going a little bit under the radar with other releases that came out when this actually dropped. So hopefully this brings some attention to it. And if you guys have any questions about anything you guys have seen here today, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.
In tech, gaming techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie, gaming tech. Eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a recce.